Hello, everybody. We're going to give it a few minutes and let everybody catch up to us. Lots and lots of things to talk to. So I am super excited to let you guys know what's happening. There's so much going on that I can barely keep up with it. So I'm going to give it just a few minutes, but I want to say hello to everybody. I am sorry that I have not been as in touch with you as I should have. That is on me. I apologize for that. But when you hear about all the exciting things that we have happening, you are going to understand why. And I'm just so tickled and excited for everybody because you guys are the ones that are really going to benefit from all of this. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes. I see a lot of people joining in on Instagram. I know that we've got this. Hey, Judy. We've got this going on Facebook, on the Bead Mosaic Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, you need to definitely join that. I've also got it on the YouTube channel. So if you didn't know, we do have a dedicated YouTube channel for Bead Mosaic. And there's all kinds of videos on there now, but there's all kinds of new things that are going to be coming up on that channel as well, coming up really soon. I'm seeing about getting some help with that. Because I just don't have time to do it all myself. So that's going to be coming up. And yeah, there's just a lot. So we are right at about 5 o'clock. I'm going to wait till this clock right behind me, this one right here. That one, I don't know, depends on where the camera is. But anyway, that's my grandfather clock, and it still works. And I just wound it up today. So when it strikes 5 o'clock, then we will go ahead and get started. It is a beautiful day. For those of you who don't know, I live in Lake Tahoe, a beautiful area of the country. I live on the Nevada side, and it's 72 degrees outside right now, and the sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky. I haven't gone skiing yet, but it looks like a fabulous day to go skiing. So if you're a boarder or a skier, this is definitely the place to be. So it is 5 o'clock here. It's already been 5 o'clock for most of you guys for a little while. So thank you for joining me. It has been a while, like I said, since I spoke to you, and I got you up to date with everything that was going on, because let me tell you, it is crazy amounts of incredible things that are happening. So I have been pretty much working nonstop since I left Tucson, which was January. We had shows going on. I've got work that I need to do, but I have been working on mainly expanding the Bead Mosaic brand, which is not my final artwork. That's the Sabrina Fry brand, but it's the kits. And we have a bunch of retailers that want to stock it on their shelves and sell to their customers. So the word is getting out. Bead mosaics are getting really popular. And I'm going to lead the charge, because you guys know how much I love my beads. So that's exciting news. We have some really incredible workshop opportunities for you. My schedule is super limited this year, so my workshop situation is very limited. I only have certain opportunities coming up for those, but I want to go through that and talk about that for you. I want to talk about, answer some of the questions that people have been asking me. So we're going to do a little bit of Q&A stuff at the end. Make sure you type in your questions if you have questions, and I will try to answer those before the end. I do have a list of the questions that people have asked me online, so I will address those for you. I want to talk to you about some of the new products that we have available, and some of the new partners that we are going to be working with as well. So the cool thing about this whole process for me, and some of you have been with me for a while and some of you have not. So I started working with the beads about 12 years ago. I started working professionally as a professional full-time artist 5 years ago. And we started doing kits, kind of dabbling in the kits about 2.5 years ago. And the kits have always done really well online, but we kind of didn't really get the word out about them. This past year, we decided to go ahead and break them off onto their own business and start marketing them and doing it in a real way. And so they have taken off. And so right now, we currently have 9 kits available. And the retailers like Shipwreck and Fire Mountain want to sell them to their customers, so they will be more readily available for you. And we also have Jewel TV is going to be doing a Bead Mosaic segment, and I'm in the process of designing new kits exclusively for them because they don't want to compete with the kits that we sell online already. So that's really, really exciting. And that is going to be airing at the beginning of June. So I will be going to Knoxville, Tennessee, and doing the TV show with them. And it's going to be the first or second weekend in June. So I'll let you guys know when that's coming up. But I'm going to be presenting the kits and the technique and this type of art to everybody, and it's just really, really exciting. I also am meeting with Fire Mountain next month because they want to partner with us to help promote bead mosaics as an art form. They're really, really excited about the possibilities of, what people can do with beads. And everybody in our group, so we have almost 19,000 people in our Facebook group, and everybody watches and sees what everybody's making, and it's just a really, really great group. But it's showing the possibilities for everybody. So that's coming up. And I have also, one of the things that is most important to me is that you guys are the beneficiaries of these relationships. So I have talked to Shipwreck already about getting in product that you can use, like odd, longer size bugle beads that are really hard to find, and carrying seed beads in quantities that you can use. So they have agreed to start doing that for us. And so those things will be coming up. They are going to be one of our partners. And they are also really excited. And I am excited we're going to put together some competitions for everybody. And they're going to add to the prize pile and be one of the judges. And then we'll have some other people be in the judging. So that's really exciting because it's great just to have an industry partner recognize kind of what we've been trying to do for a little while. And so they are, like I said, they're going to be given prizes and things like that. And so I'm super, super excited about that. And Fire Mountain is kind of the same way, but I can't say too much about those meetings because they haven't happened yet, but they are happening in April. So I'll be heading up to Oregon then. We will also be in Vegas coming up at the Glass and Bead Expo. So anybody who is near Vegas or the Phoenix area or whatever, if you want to do any workshops with me, this is a great opportunity. There is space open. There are 2 different kinds of workshops that I'm doing in Vegas. And all you have to do is go to the Glass and Bead Expo website to sign up. Wednesday, Thursday is one type of workshop, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, sorry, my head's woo. Friday, Saturday is the tree workshop. So you want to get signed up for those, and there's going to be a ton of manufacturers there and all different kinds of glass art. So it's just, I'm so excited because I hate that I'm teaching most of the time because I would love to take all of these workshops and learn how to do all this glass art because I love glass art. So if you are in Vegas, check that out. It's at the South Point Hotel and Casino, and they have all the information on their website and online. So you can just keyword me as an instructor and it'll show you exactly what times my classes are and how much they cost and what we're doing and all of that stuff. So that's coming up. And that is kind of a mixed show. That one is for end user consumers, but it's also for resellers. So we're really excited about that coming up. And then after that, I will be in Chicago in May, but it's not an art show. It is a reseller wholesale show. And that's part of the resale type of thing. But then I will be in Philadelphia in May. After Philly, I'm going to Reston, Virginia for what used to be the Northern Virginia Fine Arts Show, which is now called the Tefra Institute Art Show. A lot of people have known me there in the past, and so I will be there mid-May, and then I will end in Asheville for Memorial Day weekend. So back to North Carolina for me. I'm really excited. And when we're all on the East Coast, we're going to be visiting friends and family. And I'm just really, really excited to be able to do that. The other thing is I am actually going to be getting help in the studio. So a dear friend of mine is going to be coming out here to live locally, and she is going to work as my assistant, my studio assistant for me part-time. I'm super excited because I've never really had anybody to help me out in the studio. And I did about a year and a half ago, I had my good friend Tony, but she wasn't able to stay for too long. But I have help coming, so I'm really excited about that. And I will introduce you guys to her. She's moving out here from Dallas, and I'm going to fly down to Dallas to get her and drive her back up here. And so we'll have an adventurous road trip across the country, and I'll keep you guys in touch with what's going on with that. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is, again, workshops. I mentioned Vegas, but the other opportunity workshop is Colorado. So you guys know I'm from Colorado originally. My family still lives there. So I spend my July in Colorado. And while we are there, I am hosting a 4-day retreat in Fraser, which is a beautiful area. If you've never been up there, it's near Grand Lake. It's right by Winter Park ski area. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous location. So we have a house to ourselves, and Chris is going to be cooking. And believe me, he is a fabulous, fabulous cook. I mean, I don't look like this for nothing because the man is an insane cook. So he is going to be cooking for us so that we can just focus on the beads. You'll come in on Monday around noon. We'll have Monday afternoon, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and half day Thursday before you head out. And that is a super great deal. It's $1,200 for the 4 days, but it's the room, it's the food included, it's all the materials, it's all of your projects. And we're not just putting kits together, you guys. When I do workshops, I am very adamant about you having your own personal touch and doing what you want to do. The great thing about the workshop there is that it's the opportunity for you to ask all the questions. We are going to have days for you to really work and think about what do you want to learn. And there's only 7 people that are able to come to this. We've already got several spots filled. So if you're interested, get signed up right away. The information is on the beadmosaic.com website under lessons. And that is like I said, it's a great opportunity to get one-on-one time with me because it's such a small group and all the time we have is dedicated to that. Now we will be taking an excursion because we don't want to overload our brains. And there's great areas to hike right around there. We'll take a trip into Fraser, take a few hours break, and we have a really good time with these trips. I normally do this retreat here at my studio in Lake Tahoe, but it's more expensive because we have like boat trips and an extra day. So the cost is really affordable. Grab a girlfriend or grab a friend, whoever, we don't care, male, female. Come and join us. We're going to have a really, really great time in a great location and you know, play with beads. So that's coming up. So that's Colorado. We've got Vegas. And the other workshop opportunity is, hold on just a second. Can't Post comments on destinations. All right. Well, so the other one is the cruise. So I announced about a month ago, I think, that we were going to be doing a Caribbean cruise. And we finally have all the details. You can find out the information. I've been posting it on my Facebook. I posted it on Instagram. I posted it on the Bead Mosaic Facebook group. And you can contact me. I've also sent emails out to everybody too. But we're calling it Bead Mosaic Explorers because you guys know I love to travel. And when I travel, I have a good time. So we are going to, this is a 7-day cruise. It goes to Mexico and Grand Cayman. While we're at sea, we'll be doing bead workshops. So there's 3 at sea days, and 2 of those we will be doing workshops. And then we also have 2 excursions planned. And you guys know, if you've been on cruises, how expensive excursions can get. So it's part of the package. And we're working on the details on that. So I have in mind what I want us to do. And the price that you pay is included in that. So just know that that's part of that. If for some reason things don't work out, then we will give you that money back. So don't worry about that. But we also have, you get to keep your own projects. It includes all the materials, includes all the instruction for those days. It includes an excursion during the cruise, but then there's an excursion the day we get back to port in New Orleans. So that's another fun thing, is this cruise takes off out of New Orleans. And New Orleans is a load of fun. If you've never been, it's a great, great city full of history and art and just fantastic stuff. So we have an excursion planned for when we get back, the day we get back. So you'll add 1 more day to your trip, and we'll do our final excursion there. We're going to have contests and prizes. We're going to have get-togethers with all the people that are on the cruise. You're going to get a swag bag full of stuff. We've got transportation is taken care of for our excursions. That's part of the deal. So that has 2 separate prices. So the bead retreat part of it is $695, and that's the instruction, the materials, the prizes, all of the stuff that I am arranging. And then the cruise itself is you can get rooms. We've got them reserved for $738 a person. So the price on the brochure is $1475, but that's double. So that's for 2 people. So it's $738 a person. So grab a friend, and I mean, that's all your food included. That's all your transportation included. That's everything. The only thing that you'll need to take care of is your hotel if you get there a day early, which we recommend because you never know what's going to happen. And then the hotel, if you stay that Saturday night after we get back. Those are the only things. But we do have some rooms blocked off that are, reserved, and really great hotel at an affordable rate. So, and I have somebody taking care of that for me. Harriet is my travel agent. She is phenomenal. She has done an incredible job on this. And I really am so grateful to her because there's no way this could happen without her. She's the one taking care of it. So send me a message if you're interested, and then I can get you that information out, or you can look on the website, you can look on Instagram, you can look everywhere and find links to that. The levels of the workshops. So the way I do the workshops, 90% of the people that come to my workshops have never done bead mosaics, or they've dabbled. So I try to gear them toward, yes, if you're a beginner, start here. But if you're not a beginner, then I'm going to teach you some additional steps that you can do to make your projects better and to learn from them. And they're small enough workshops that we can really get into questions and answers and kind of making it tailored to you a little bit more. On any of these opportunities, I don't take big classes because I don't teach that way. I like to teach one-on-one. So the classes, for instance, on the cruise, we are going to have enough workshop time to be able to do 3 projects and cover several different techniques. And I want you to leave these retreats with feeling like you learned a lot and that you could really take it home with you and create your own. So don't worry about the levels. I'm going to tailor it to you. I'm going to help you. If you're a little farther ahead, then let's tweak your work and give you something that's going to challenge you and something you can be proud of. So don't worry about that. I've got you covered on that. So, and that's with any of my workshops. Now the workshops in Vegas are, they're shorter time frame, and they are kind of, I don't want to say controlled by the Glass and Bead Expo, but I had to give them very specific scenarios of what we were going to be doing. And so they're a little bit stricter on the technique, but yeah, I think you'll be good with that. And like I said, the cruise retreat, not too many spaces. We just opened it up. So get a hold of me if you're interested. I'll get you the information and the links. The Colorado retreat, go to beadmosaic.com under lessons. The information to sign up is there, and put your deposit down. Next is, let's see. Oh, okay. Let me talk about, since we were talking about workshops and lessons, one more option for you, and that is the subscription club. So we have what's called the Bead Brave. It's kind of a bead brave. It's a little funny, but and that's my kit club. And there are limited numbers of members in this club, and depending on your membership, you can sign up to get 4 kits a year or 6 kits a year. These kits are exclusively for club members. So they are not kits that I sell to the general public. They are kits that I come up with that are geared to teaching you different types of skills. And I don't want to feed you through a fire hose, so I'm not going to throw everything at you at one time. I am going to feed you, 3 or 4 different things on this kit, and then the next kit we're going to do something else, and we're going to build on it. So each kit is completely different. And again, like I said, they're not things that I sell to everybody. And our next kit, so we actually have one meeting this week, and the way the kits work is I send you the kit, I send you the instructions, and then we meet online to discuss all your questions, your challenges, your whatever you want to discuss about the kits, so that we can have that interaction. And so it's kind of like getting a private workshop and private lesson from me, but in a little easier way, and it's broken up. And there's no requirement that you have to finish the kit before we do the lesson. So the pressure's a little bit off on that. So that information is also on beadmosaic.com website. And like I said, you can sign up for a 4 or 6 month subscription. And it's only $400, which is $50 a kit. And considering these kits are literally hand packed by me, and developed by me. So if we were to sell the kits in public, we would raise the price, because they have different types of beads in them. They have different types of foam in them. They have different types of glues in them. I mean, there's a lot more to them than just the standard kits. And the 6 month one is $600. And they end in October. That's the last month, because I know everybody is too busy with November and December holidays and all of that stuff going on. So I'm not going to do that. We're going to have the last kit will come out in October for the group, and then we'll start back again in January. So I wanted to let you guys know about that. If you're interested, Bead Brave Kit Club, it's under lessons on beadmosaic.com. And I'm happy to answer any questions for you if you have questions about that too. So I think that's it as far as kits, lessons, and things like that goes. Okay. All right. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is some of the new products that we have on beadmosaic.com. So I don't know how many of you have taken the time to look at the website, but if you're new to Bead Mosaics, I designed that website to be your resource for information. So we have the YouTube channel that has all the videos in it that I've put together over the years. And there are new videos coming out. I'm actually hiring a video editor person to help me with all the footage that I have, put it together and make more videos for you guys. It's a very time consuming process, especially with as much footage as I have. And I need help with it. It's just gotten to be too time consuming for me with everything else I have going on. So that will be improving. But anyway, there's already 40 something videos, 50 plus videos on YouTube. But the website has printout resources for you. Hey, Charity. It has other examples of other artists' work. So if you want to see what some other professional bead mosaic artists are doing, on the homepage, there's a whole list of who those artists are and what they have produced, some examples of their work, and it's really, really incredible. So if you get a chance to look at that, do. And then there's the resource page that has printouts that you can do. It has links to the Facebook group, links to the YouTube channel, all of those types of things. And then the partners page is going to be changing when we start adding these new partners that I'm talking to. Will be on there. There will be links to that. And as I develop discounts with them for you, because that is one of my biggest goals, is to get you guys special pricing and the quantities available that you need in order to create your own bead mosaics. So once that is established, those discounts and the links on how to take advantage of those discounts will be on the partners page. So that's being redone right now. And also the events page is going to be more up to date. Right now it hasn't been very up to date. And again, that's just me not having the time to do it. Sorry. So hopefully that's going to be coming up. But on the products page, so we sell kits. Yes, everybody's kind of heard about that. But we also sell patterns. They're digital downloads that you can download for yourself. And with those digital downloads, the recipe for the kit is there. So what I've done is I've told you exactly how many beads you need for each colorway, and you can substitute with your own beads. So the beauty of it is the design is there, the pattern's there, but it's your own design because you've kind of modified it and stuff. And those are super affordable. They're only $8 for the digital download. And I think you get a discount if you get multiples of them. But there's several of those on there, and there will be more of those coming. We're looking at doing some additional tools for you guys, and that's another big announcement I'll make later on. But the patterns are there. That's its own category. And then we have supplies. So a lot of people they're asking me, you know, what kind of glue do you use? I think that's the biggest question I get from people. First question out of their mouth is, what kind of glue do you use? After they say, how long does this take? And the glue is my own formula. I call it skinny glue. And it's something that I developed years ago, and we are now selling it. So it is pre-made, and we sell it in 16 ounce and 32 ounce containers for you to refill your glue container. I'm all about recycling. So let's make this sustainable and let you refill your own dispenser, which comes with the toolkit. So if you have one of the toolkit, then you have one of the dispensers. But anyway, so we sell the skinny glue. And then we also sell the art edge. And that's what we call those acetate strips that people are always asking me, what are these and how do I get them and that kind of thing. So those are also for sale on the Bead Mosaic website. Now, the cool thing about this, and this is one of the things that I have been working tirelessly on for the last couple of months since Tucson, is getting a supplier to cut the things for us. Now, Chris and I have been cutting these strips ourselves by hand. Well, we have a machine, but you still have to push the button every single cut. Now, these things are 2 millimeters wide, so you can imagine how many cuts this is. I finally found somebody that will do it for us. And this is so exciting to me. You guys, I felt like I gave birth after 10 years when I solidified this relationship and I found the manufacturer of this stuff who was willing to do it. Found several manufacturers that make the foam, but not who were willing to cut it and who were willing to push the envelope and try to get it as small as I wanted, because they just didn't get it. They were like, I don't understand why you want them that small. I'm like, no, you don't get it. They got to be small. So what's cool is they are going to be coming on sheets of paper like this, and look at this. They just peel right off. Like, is this the most fabulous thing ever? Like I said, I felt like it gave birth. I know it's kind of corny. The outside edge strips are the same way. They're just going to peel off super easy. We have them currently in black and white, and the white is paintable, which there is a video on YouTube already on how to do that. But we're also going to offer them pre-cut in glitter. Awesome! And so the glitter colors, I'm getting the samples. They're on my way. They're on the way to me from China right now. As soon as I touch them, feel them, test them, I will let you guys know when they are available. But we are going to have those pre-cut for us. So that expands the art edge line in a huge way and makes your life easier, because with the glitter ones, you can't tell that they're not beads. And so that's going to make making your mosaics go so much quicker. And also we have the outside edges, which is the thicker ones. That's these that are kind of linguine. I always refer to them as the linguine ones. To do the outside edges of your mosaics with, we're going to have those on rolls, like, I don't know, 20 meters, 60-foot rolls, in the right size pre-cut, which we do offer now, but the price is going to go down as soon as I get the supply in from China. So you will be seeing some of the prices going down on the website, which is awesome news, because with these new suppliers, I'm able to cut the price down for you guys. So that's really exciting. So the art edge, the skinny glue, we also have a lot of storage solutions. So I have a lot of people ask me, how do you store your beads? What am I, how can I do this? Because when you graduate from the little skinny tubes into jars and different things, I'll just show you an example. So you'll go from this, because this doesn't cover very much, to these types of things that are, this, from this to this. We sell these now. We carry them. And I know they're hard to find, because I have been searching for a long time, trying to find those types of things. And I finally have a supplier, and they are already available on the website with a few other very Bead Mosaic specific storage solutions that work for you guys, and that things that I've been using for years. And I've tested and seen, well, these work because of this and these don't work because of that. And there will be videos on YouTube coming out explaining kind of why I do that. Another thing that we have available on beadmosaic.com that is now available are bundled project packs. So some of you don't know what all the parts you need. You have all the beads, you have the ideas, but what else do you need? And the bundles are going to help you, because we have them in 8x10, 9x12, and 11x14. And the bundle is a reduced price, but it gets you all the parts that you need in order to create your own bead mosaics using your own beads and your own designs. But it's everything else that you need. So the board, the art edge foam, the glue, the quantity you need for those types of projects. Everything except the spray glaze at the end. That's the only thing that we don't have, and that's because I haven't found a good supplier for that. But everything else that you need is there, and those are explained on the Bead Mosaic website also. And like I said, they do have reduced pricing. We also have a new kit coming out, and that's not listed yet because I'm waiting for my marketing team to get done creating the packaging for it. There's a lot involved with this stuff, you guys. I don't know how much you're involved with becoming a distribution company, but this is what it is. So I'm always waiting on somebody. Once I have the idea, I got to hand it off to somebody else to do. So anyway, they're creating the box, but we are going to have a create your own bead mosaic kit. 8x10. Again, it has all the parts in it that you need, but you can use your own beads, and you could download the pattern if you want. You could use your own pattern. It's going to have the carbon paper in there. It's going to have everything you need, and it minus the beads and minus the design drawn on it. So that's coming. Sources for products. I get a lot of questions about where to source product. And again, where I buy mine from, I'm literally buying 50 pounds of beads at the time, and nobody needs that because I'm buying for kits, not just for me. But Shipwreck is a supplier for me, one that I go to quite often. Fire Mountain I go to. And those two are the ones who are working with us to offer you guys bulk quantities. They have never done that before. This is a whole new game for them. You know, beads have always been jewelry. It's in everybody's mindset, you're making jewelry. And when you make jewelry, you only need small quantities. For bead mosaics, we all know that our quantities go way up. And so they are on board with offering larger quantities for you guys, and setting up and bringing in product that they don't normally sell for bead mosaic people. So Shipwreck and Fire Mountain are working with me right now for this. I know Jewel TV, we're doing the TV segment I spoke about earlier. They are going to be offering some things like that for people as well. And so there's a lot of options. I do encourage you to support your local bead store because too many of them are shutting down. And it just breaks my heart that there are so many bead stores shutting their doors now. But there's a lot of places that you can get them online. I know a lot of people on Etsy sell them. You can get them on eBay even. I've seen bulk quantities of beads on eBay. And so hopefully we'll kind of help with that shortage, getting some of these resellers to start selling bulk quantities for you. So that is in the works. And that's something that, like I said, I get a lot of questions about that. Again, a lot of questions I get are about the glue that I'm using. And again, that's the skinny glue, and that is available to purchase now on the beadmosaic.com website. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you guys about? I think that might be it on my list. I would like to get some questions from you guys. If you want to type in the questions, I'm happy to answer them for you now. We did pretty good. I got done in 35 minutes. That's pretty good with all the information I had to get to. I did answer some of the questions as we were talking, but I did have one question that was asked to me, and that's about working in layers and how I work. I do work in layers, and I not in the layers that you think, as far as like piling beads on top of each other. I don't do that. But I do work, let me see. Let me try to grab an example for you. I don't have a lot going on right now but let me grab one. I'll be right back. So this is a commission that I just finished for a client. And when it comes to working in layers per se, for instance, on this piece, I would start with the bird itself and start from the back right here and work my way forward because that's the way that the beads lay. And so this gets done in stages. You know, part of it gets done, and then the next portion gets done, and then the next portion gets done. And then I would do the tree and branches and the flowers that are here as well. And then the background gets done. So as far as layers goes, it's more stages than layers. I don't try to finish something like this in a hurry because I don't want to rush it and I don't want to ruin it, because when you try to glue too many things at one time, things tend to get out of whack and you end up spending more time fixing than you do if you would have just slowed yourself down a little bit at the beginning. So yes, I work in layers, but that's kind of how it goes. And it's just I learned. Now everybody thinks that I have a ton of patience because I work with beads and I do this. I do not. I am a very ADHD person, which is why I can do all of these things at the same time, because my brain goes 1,000 miles a minute. Yes, I do have a certain amount of patience with my beads, and it's my Zen time. It's my happy place. It's my time when I can focus 100%, but I can only focus 100% for so long. So I work on something typically for about an hour. I put it aside, I put it to dry, and then I work on something else. And that keeps my eyes from getting fatigued, my hands, my brain, my back, because yes, I have to do things to counteract what I'm doing to my shoulders every day. So I put something aside, I let it dry overnight, and then I pick it up the next day and I work on it again. And that works really well for me because I find that it becomes tedious when I try to push it and I try to force myself to keep going, keep going, keep going. And inevitably karma takes place and I screw the thing up. So that's kind of that. Another question that I get asked is about my signature. Now, it's very hard to see my signature on here. It's right here. This one is in silver, so it's really hard to see it. And I did that on purpose on this piece. This is a very great client of mine who has, I think this is number 9 in this series of warblers that I create for them. But the way that I do my signatures, and this is something that anybody who does mosaics could use as a trick, is I don't have any black ones, but I'll show you the red ones. This is wax paper. And I take fabric paint and I sign my name on wax paper. And then I take this little glass scraper and I peel it off. And then I stick it to the front of the piece and I pour glue over the top of it and it sticks. So that is a way for you to sign your beads without having to make your signature in beads. Now, I do on some larger pieces make my signature in beads, but you have to have room to do that in order for it to look right. Otherwise, it just doesn't look right. So that's how I sign my pieces. And I keep a stash of these. Look at, I have silver ones and white ones and green ones and red ones and black ones. Like I just, spend 20 minutes signing my name on a bunch of pieces of wax paper and then I use them up. And it usually takes me about 6 months to use them up. And then I'll make another bunch of them in different colors. So this is a way to sign your work that is very effective. Now, all of my work is signed on the back. And it is numbered. Every single one is an original and it has a number on it and a signature on it. And so it's hard. I mean, people try to copy my style all the time, but I hope that they're not copying my work and trying to put it off as mine. But if you own one of my pieces, you'll know that it's mine because it is signed. And also, that brings me to another topic really quick before I start answering some of these questions I'm seeing. Is the legality of all this. So a lot of these things that I'm doing and the way we're expanding into retail, I need to protect myself. So there is actually trademark paperwork filed on my signature, my name, Bead Mosaic, Sabrina Fry Bead Mosaic, Skinny Glue, Art Edge. Like all of these things are things that I need to protect because they're my intellectual property. And so that's another thing I've been dealing with, is talking to lawyers about how to protect that, and the integrity of the brand that I've spent years building. So that is in the works, but my name is actually trademarked. And so if, like I said, if you have an original piece, then you can get a certificate of authentication if you want. I'm happy to do that. I have them for all of them. Some people care, some people don't. But they are signed and numbered, every single one individually, and I have records of every single piece, where, who owns it, and when it was created, the whole history of it. So, okay, enough with that. The next question that I have here is, do you recommend any certain types of beads for certain things, like bugle beads for feathers? What about animal fur and water? So I use whatever I feel like using, and I try whatever. Thank you, Julie. Yes, I got the copyright on them too. Thanks, though. So anyway, back to the beads. So I like bugles. I have found bugles work great for fur and feathers, both. The length of the bugle is going to kind of dictate what the fur or feathers looks like. But I have also used seed beads for that. And it kind of depends on the type of fur and how close up you are to the animal. You know, if you're close enough, like this piece, and I'm going to pull this up again. This is a warbler. This is much bigger than an original warbler. If I were to do a warbler in his original size, he'd be less than half the size of this. I couldn't use bugle beads for that because it would be too small. And so it's something, it's a judgment call, and that's part of being an artist. It's very difficult. If you've ever asked any artist, how do you do this? If you ask them on one piece and another piece, they're going to tell you two different things, because we don't have a system. We do what's instinctual and what comes to us. A lot of times I try new things. A lot of times, most of my pieces are like, oh, I've never done that. Okay, well, I'm going to try that. Or, oh, I bought these cool beads when I was in Tucson. What am I going to do with them? Oh, okay, I'm going to try this. And so you never really know. And that's one of the challenges of doing this is I might have two pieces that look very similar, and I made them two completely different ways. So, you know, it's really a judgment call. The water, I've done seed beads. I have done bugle beads for water. One of my most popular pieces, which I just realized yesterday on Pinterest is everywhere, is Tenacity. Was one of my first wave pieces I ever created. And I pulled up pictures of waves on Pinterest, and it was all over the place. And unfortunately, nobody gave me credit for it. I mean, my signature's on it, but nobody said, hey, this is Sabrina Fry Art's work. I was a little disappointed in that. But that one is all bugle beads. I am actually doing, oh, and that's another thing I forgot to tell you guys about. So the Museum of Beadwork has asked me to put together an exhibition of my work for them to display next year from January to June. And the Museum of Beadwork is located in Portland, Maine. It is owned by Caravan Beads. And I have known about them since they started, and we kind of communicate in the background. But they asked me to put together an exhibition for them. And oh my gosh, wait till you guys. So I'm super excited because when I travel to shows, I cannot carry big pieces with me because they get damaged. And every show that I do is just an opportunity for things to get knocked around and get damaged. So most of my big pieces have to go to a gallery, or I just keep them at home because I don't want to worry about them getting beat up and frames and all of that stuff. So this exhibition for the Museum of Beadwork is giving me the opportunity to create some really big works that I have been wanting to do for a very long time. Now, a lot of people who have seen me at shows have seen me working on some little yellow fish. And I needed to do 20 of them. Well, I went to put them on the board and I realized 20 wasn't enough. So now I need like 27 in order to make it look right. So this panel is 7 feet by 24 for just the fish. And then above that, I'm going to do a wave that is 7 feet long by 3 feet tall in beads. Okay. And then above that is going to be the sky with, I can't decide, butterflies or birds. I don't know. Anyway, that part hasn't been figured out yet. But these things are 7 feet long. It's not something I can take to a show. And it's not something that when you take a picture of it, you guys are actually going to be able to see it. So I'm super excited that they have asked me to do this. And it really gives me an opportunity to do something that I have not had a true opportunity to do. And I have the space for it. So a lot of my time this year is going to be working on putting that exhibition together. And the Museum of Beadwork is also, they do a lot of competitions. So those of you who are in creating bead mosaics, I encourage you to please, enter their competitions. Why not? I hardly ever enter them because they sometimes require specific types of beads, and I'm just not much of a rule follower. But anyway, I encourage you to enter their competitions, to check out their website. And if you're up in the Portland, Maine area, definitely check out the space itself. I will be doing an opening reception, I think in March next year, and teaching workshops at the same time at the museum. So that's coming up. And the museum is also going to be carrying the kits too. So when you go, you can buy the kits while you're there. So that's kind of cool. I forgot all about the Museum of Beadwork. That's just another one of those wonderful things that's going on. So there's that. And what else? What other questions does everybody have? I see a lot of people waving at me on Instagram. So I thank you for that. I want to see, let's see, are artists painting canvas boards sturdy enough to do bead mosaics on? That's such a great question. Okay. Artist canvas boards, I do not recommend to do mosaics on. And the reason is that they have cardboard in the middle and they have like canvas, artist canvas glued to the top of it. But that is still fabric. And excuse me. And the glue that we use is very water-based glue. And that's what makes it non-toxic and such a great thing. But that canvas board will soak the moisture out of the glue and it will warp the board. So yes, you can straighten it back out sometimes and kind of make it look okay. But I don't recommend using the canvas board for bead mosaics because it's just not made for something that has that much moisture in it. You can use MDF, which is typically what I use, or I use recycled things like cabinet doors and old wood and everything that everything that I can find that's recyclable. I use dishes and plates and old signs and all kinds of things. So yeah, there's a lot of options out there. We do sell backer boards on beadmosaic.com in 4 different sizes, and they are really good for what you're doing. They have a white front on them. They're MDF, they're thin, they're 2 millimeters, but they're stiff, and they will work great for you. And they're pretty affordable compared to most artist boards. Because art boards are expensive, and I have looked at how to buy them for less and I can't find them. So I'm actually working on finding a better supplier, because right now it's me that's actually cutting these boards the right size for you guys. You wouldn't believe how much work I do on the outside end. I had somebody ask a question that when is my son's wedding? So for those of you guys who haven't heard, my son, my oldest son, CJ, got engaged in January, and he and Ashley, his fiance, are getting married July of 25. And so we're super, super excited. I absolutely adore Ashley and think the world of her, and she's just great for him. And so I will finally have a daughter. Very excited about that. So we are going to, and the wedding's going to be in Michigan. So we're going to Michigan in July to help with wedding plans. And then next year in July, we will be in Michigan for the wedding, which means I probably won't be in Colorado next year. Just as an FYI, guys. So there you go. Those of you who know that my son is getting married, that's what the plans are right now. Next July, we will be having a wedding. And in a way, it's kind of good that it's not local, because then I would want to do more to help plan it. And I just don't have time for that. So I'm hoping it's one of those like, Mom, be here at this hour, and I'll show up and enjoy myself. So it's kind of good for that. What other questions do you guys have? Let me see. We talked about bulk beads. We talked about glue. We talked about boards. We talked about storage. Let's see. We're coming up on an hour, and I hate to keep you guys anymore, but let's see. Do you know where I would find bigger boards like 20? Okay. When you get big, I typically go to Home Depot, to the lumber section. They have a section with pre-cut like plywood and different MDFs. So when you go larger than 11 by 14, we carry the 11 by 14 in a 2 millimeter, but which is an 1/8 inch board. And so when you go larger than that, I recommend to go to a 1/4 inch or larger. And Home Depot does sell the 1/4 inch MDF board on their shelves. They have it in a 24 by 48 size pre-cut, or you can go and ask them to cut one for you because they have it on the shelf. And those are great. They're sturdy enough to hold the beads. You just need to put a primer on it and seal it before you put any beads on it. But that works really well. Otherwise, I do get a lot of repurposed cabinet doors. They don't go quite that large, but I have found them sometimes. So Restore is an incredible resource for that. If you go into Restore, you'll find oddball cabinet doors for $2 and $3, and they're fabulous because you have a built-in frame, and they're gorgeous, and they're wonderful hardwood, and just really, really well-made things. So I do that a lot. Most of my stuff is repurposed. I rarely just kind of go buy a board unless somebody wants a commission and it's a specific size. Then I'll do whatever they want because they're going to pay for a frame for it. But otherwise, I try to use any kind of repurposed materials that I can do. Any other questions? Anything else that you guys are curious about? Don't forget about the cruise. Grab a friend and go. Let's go cruising. We're gonna have a blast. I love to travel, and I love to make the most of my travel time. So we're going to go see some interesting things and meet some new people. We're going to make some friends. We're going to have a good time and probably eat way too much, but that's what cruises are all about, right? And also, if you do the Colorado retreat, you will eat way too much because Chris cooks amazing meals for us. And it's so fun when you can sit and work on beads for 4 or 5 hours, and then he just calls us up. We go up, we eat whatever meal it is. It's all laid out for us, and then we come back and we get to working again. So it's really, really fabulous. So don't forget to sign up for the retreat. You can go on sabrinafryart.com. There's links on there for the cruise if you look at past posts. Also on the Facebook group, Bead Mosaic group, there's information on there as well. And then in the on the website, on the beadmosaic.com website under workshops is the Colorado sign up thing that's on there. And that's because I'm the only person organizing that. I will add a link to the cruise on that as well. I forgot to do that. Sorry, things are slipping through the cracks. But it has been awesome. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. What about fluid art boards? They have a lip around the board. Judy was asking. So any kind of, actually the fluid ones, I think those are for like the resin pours and the paint pour things. Those would work because those are made for the humidity. So yes, that was a good solution, Judy. Yes, those would work for you. I don't know if the lip is big enough for the glue pour, but it might. I don't know. But as far as the moisture content goes, those boards should work pretty well for that. Yeah. Any other questions? Anything else? No? Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. And you can always email me with any other questions or inquiries or whatever. I am around and I'm not traveling again until the 1st of April. So I hope to see you guys in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So we don't have to tell anybody what we're doing while we're there, right? I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have an incredible day.